Let's check audio. Make sure that we have it. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. You guessed it. Oh, I guess the title gave it away. There's no guessing needed. Already, we're starting out this live with some silliness. This is going to be a requested video by a subscriber by the name of Destiny. She had asked if I would do a couple of candy pool noodle projects, which are very popular in the on YouTube. And so I had always been wanting to try them. And since Destiny has asked for that video, I am here to please. So I picked up at the Dollar Tree some red tape. Now you're probably asking me why red? Honestly, because they didn't have white. I had red pool noodles purchased already, but because they didn't have white, I picked up red, which meant then I had to pick up a white pool noodle. And thus the reason that I have this brown paper on the bottom of here, hoping that it doesn't do too much of what you just saw, the screen changing back and forth because of the white, the lights, and all of that stuff. So we will try to make this so that it doesn't blur too bad on you. And I will, the camera is always going to try to give you the best vision. But I'm going to start this out with, we're doing it the opposite of what everyone else has done that you've seen. So this is going to be a candy cane sucker candy, but we have to use red and white instead of white and red. Or we have to use white and red instead of red and white. So starting out with my pool noodle, I'm going to flip it around here because I am right-handed. And I think I will be able to do this better holding it right-handed way. Let's see. I'm going to place my first layer of tape on here at a slant. I'm going to just line this up with the first corner up with the edge of the pool noodle. See that? Lining it up with the edge. And then I am going to I'm going to keep the tape straight and turn the pool noodle because I want to try to get this where it's smooth as possible and no bends in the tape. And I know you might be saying, well, Sharon, that's being really extra because no one's going to see it. And you're right. But I just want to do it so that it's a clean look all the way around. My mom always says if it's worth doing right. And so that's what I am attempting to do. I hope you guys had a really good Thanksgiving holiday. I had a relaxing holiday. And I am glad that we are coming to an end because Christmas time is here. Laughter everywhere. So I want to, I love Christmas time. So yep. Keep it smooth. And this is so much easier if you keep the tape in the same location and just turn your pool noodle and move the pool noodle. I missed you guys last week on our live. I hope you saw my video that I did share of my favorite things that I've done for my tablescape, and I still use them to this day. All right. We got 2 quick and easy projects, and this one's going so fast we might be done earlier than we think today. All right, so we've hit the end. We're going to cut this off now. Let me make sure that I want to cut it off at the right spot. I'm just going to cut across here. This is really good tape from the Dollar Tree. It's $1.25, so it's worth it. And if we decide that we don't like the project, we really aren't out of a lot of investment. So far for this project, we have $2.50 involved. All right. I folded the end in. I could have cut that off, but I went ahead and folded that in. And now we are going to, this is where the work comes in, right? This is where the hard part comes. I'm going to flip this around and fold the bottom, this end down here as well. Let's smooth that out a little bit more. Okay. All right, so here's where I am told the hard part begins. You're going to need your glue gun if you're going to do this. I've heated my glue gun up. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to load this up with hot glue in the middle here. Des, I hope you're watching. Be careful because the hot glue does melt the pool noodle. And you just fold it over on itself. And you hold it there until it dries or until you can, and it's a hard hold, so just keep holding on to it. Let me flip my noodle around again, make sure that I have it in the right spot. And we're going to just keep doing that. We're going to keep gluing and rolling until we have this completely glued into what would look like a piece of candy. So we're glue and roll. And be careful not to burn yourself. Be careful, hold it in. Try not to let it roll out on itself. So glue and roll. And I am holding with brute force here because this is very hard. This pool noodle wants to straighten out automatically. So I'm holding it down very, very tight. And I'm going to roll again. And don't let it come apart. Hold it, hold it. The table's rolling on me. Oh gosh, I got hot glue on me. Ouch. Burn, burn, burn. Okay, so we're going to keep it going. And get hot glue on the side here because I know we'll need it. And we'll glue again. We'll glue this again. There we go. Fill up my glue gun so it's ready for the next one. And roll it again. Trying to make sure we keep it straight. It's a very tight. Very tight. I'm using my chest. I'm using my whole body to get this going. And we're going to do one more round here. Glue inside. One more round. Hold it tight. Okay. Now it's poking out back here. We don't want that. So let's make sure that it's in there straight. And hold it. And that part came apart. So I'm going to glue it in the middle a little bit more because that came apart as you see there. And we want it to hold tight. So what I'm going to do to try to help it hold is I daisy chained some zip ties together. And so we're going to put these in here and hold that until, let this hold itself until we get our, until this dries. Okay. This is real life crafting here. I don't want to poke a hole in there, but I do want to bring this down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, we're going to let that hold together until it dries. Let's see if there's any more places that we need glue. And pull it a little tighter because the middle just doesn't want to stick. But it's sticking on that side. Okay. Whew, we made it. That's a lot of freaking work. That is heavy to hold together, but it's going to be cute. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So we're going to let this hold and dry for a minute. All right, this is our candy, what it's looking like so far. It's our little sucker. We're going to let this hold and dry for just a minute until the hot glue dries. I'm going to put a little bit more down in here. I think I'm going to determine that this will be the back side. And I'm going to do it just a little bit different than what we've seen other crafters do on YouTube, but it's going to be equally just as pretty. All right, so we're going to put that there. Maybe that's going to be the front and this will be the back because I see this one's not. We'll put some glue in it and let it hold it again. Remember that hot glue will melt the foam, so you want to be careful. I know they probably will say too much, but we're getting it to work here. All right, so this is going to be the front of our little creation that we have, and we're going to let this dry. And then we'll finish that part on our second round. Now we're going to come in again with the pool noodle project. I picked these up from the Dollar Tree. Pool noodles, I cut them down. That's all I did is cut them down, and I cut it in half. And what I'm going to do now is take the smaller half. If you see these, one's thicker than the other. I'm going to take the smaller half, and I'm just going to hot glue it on top of the bigger piece. So take our hot glue, and I'm trying to hit the parts where I see it's higher or raised so that the hot glue and that the bottom and the top will be able to connect. Right? Line it up and set that aside so it can dry. While those are drying off screen, last night I did some prep work. We're creating a garland here. This garland I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It's wired garland, and it was, of course, $1.25. It has 12 pieces inside of it, and I picked up 2 pieces to create this little bitty garland that you're looking at. So all I did, it's really simple. They're longer than I need them to be. So I folded one in half, took some wire cutters, and I snipped that off. And on a long garland, I just started wrapping on one of these. I just started wrapping these around it. So what you see here is one of those garlands with me wrapping these half pieces around it to make it fill in. And you can make these as long or as short as you need for your project, because as in everything, you're crafting, customizing for yourself. Could you buy it? Absolutely. You absolutely could. Could you buy it for less? Maybe. I don't know. Five Below might have them. So far, we've got $2.50 into this little bitty project. But it's going to be exactly what we want for our craft. All right. I am going to put one more or 2 more on the end here. Snip these down. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I spent a lot of time with family because my sisters were here. All except for one was able to make it. And we had a really good family time. They're all gone home now. Everybody's gone back to their respective states. And I miss them already. I think we need a little bit more down in this end. This is looking a little puny. So I'm going to cut a few more and put down on the end here. And let's wrap this and let's just make it. I like to thicken it up just a little bit. It doesn't have to be really full, but we want it to be better than just like a little gaps and stuff here and there. All right. We got 2 more ends. We might as well use them. I'll put it right here. Be careful if you have sensitive skin, because this stuff it can scratch you. It doesn't really cut, it's just like a paper cut, if anything. But and we're cutting the ends off of it, so that makes them even a little more pointy or sharper. You could absolutely put some hot glue on the back of it to help hold things into place. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to do that. And all right, we'll move on to the next spot of the project here on this one. Now we have our ends glued together. Everything's glued together. Now what I want to do is I want to S-formate this onto the pool noodles, right? So I'm going to put some glue on the end here. And I'm going to come in on what I deem to be my bottom. Just hold it in. While I'm holding that, I'm going to come across the top, because I want to make this kind of an S format or a snake format. So I'm going to put that on there. And we'll hold these two. And then I'm going to do the same. Put some glue down on the side here. Oh, sorry, my head's in the way. I'll put a little bit of glue down on the side and hold that in there. We'll hold these three into place until they kind of dry in. You guys are awful quiet today. Talk to me. How are you doing? Awful quiet. All right, so we've got those two. Now we're going to hit the top again with a little more glue and swing that in. And then hit the bottom on the side. I know you're probably thinking, well, Sharon, it's starting and ending on the same side. That is true. That's okay. We're not going to worry about it. We just kind of want this to have this little effect so that it's just not running a straight line down it. If you wanted to, you can cut a few pieces, or you can bend a few pieces and put them onto the side. I'm not so worried about that. All right. So that's what it looks like, right? It's looking crazy. I agree. It is. But that's where the fun begins. That's where we start making this our core decoration. Now, I did pick up some bulbs from the Dollar Tree. But before I utilize those, I am going to I have this huge big package of Christmas bulbs that I don't know where I got it from. I just know that I have them, and I haven't used them at all. So I'm going to use these for this project today. All right. My light turned off there. And we're going to make it silver and gold, and we're just going to start decorating all of these spots with our Christmas ornaments. I'm going to put it on the table so that it doesn't, so it sits flat, and that way you can layer. You want your bulb to sit flat on the table. You want your pool noodle to sit flat on the table. So I'm just going to put these on while I am holding it on the table so that everything sits flat and even. And we'll just keep going with our decorative bulbs, placing them all around the garland. And this is why I said you're definitely going to, hot glue. That burns. Hold on a minute. You're definitely going to use some lots of hot glue, and you don't want to do that. And it's like a slow creep on this thing. It burns you like a slow creep. You definitely don't want that to happen. That burns like crazy. Maybe I should put on my finger protectors. That's probably a smart idea. Let me grab those finger protectors here, because I'm not sure if that's going to be good. My little glue gun finger protectors, though. Let's see if we can. That sucker was hot. These bulbs are really cool because they come in all kinds of shapes, and we're going to use them all, or we're going to use a large portion of them. I'm not worrying about taking off the hanging hook portion of the bulb, of the Christmas ornament, because we're going to hide it inside of everything. So we'll just keep decorating all around. And we're using the total mixture. Now, I kind of feel like we should do some silver as well. What do you think? Should we do silver, or should we just leave everything gold? Should we do some silver? If we do silver, we better add it now before we get it too gold out. I don't know. Does that match well? Should we do silver? You guys aren't talking to me today, I see. No, I'm just going to run the gold. But I don't want that one there. Yeah. Okay. We will just run with the gold. This is all a little Dollar Tree pool noodle. And it should be, if what I see in my head comes to life, we should be in good shape. So I've been trying to determine whether or not I should buy another silhouette Cricut cameo. Oh, these don't even match really. Those are two gold or two. These are like yellow gold. These are like white gold almost. I'm not sure if I'll use those or not because they don't really match. But let's keep going. So I went on Facebook Marketplace. Let me start by saying I don't trust a lot of stuff. I definitely don't trust the marketplace things, and I'm kind of discouraged because I went on Facebook Marketplace. I wanted a Cameo 3. Okay, start back. Let's go backwards. I want a Cameo 3. I tried to find one on the Cameo website, and they don't sell them anymore. I already have a Cameo 3, and I purchased a Cameo 4 earlier this year, and I don't like it. There are a couple of features that you cannot do on the Cameo 4 that you can do on the Cameo 3, like you can do repeat job, and you don't have to keep resetting the Cameo on the computer. You can just load your mat and say repeat the job. And I really liked that feature on the Cameo 3. If I had known when I bought the Cameo 4 that feature was gone, I probably would not have purchased it because there was nothing wrong with my Cameo 3. I was just being greedy. I just wanted another one. Let's just be honest. I just being greedy and wanted another one. So I was out on the Facebook Marketplace this summer, and I saw that a lady locally was selling a Cameo 3 in the box for, I think it was $125. I'm going to turn this so that I can look and see how we're doing on this side. Okay, we'll keep going. I think she was selling it for $125. And I was like, oh my God, that's a steal. I would love to have that. So I called, or she still had it available. I went and picked it up, went to her house, which I was already kind of nervous to do because I didn't know her from Adam or Eve. I didn't know what kind of, is this some scam where they're trying to get you there? I've heard too many things from communities and people where stuff just happens. And so I was worried. But I I went anyway. I braved my fears. How about that? I braved my fears and I went to pick up the item. And it was as described. She said it was new in the box, only used or in box used a couple of times. She has a Cricut, which is why she claimed that she was selling her Cameo. So I purchased it. I got it home and it's been working. It was working great for a while, like 2 months or something. It was cutting pretty good. In fact, I started using it to cut like all of my card paper that was glitter cardstock, because glitter cardstock will burn out your blades fairly quickly. And so I started using that silhouette to do my glitter cardstock. So now if you count, I have one silhouette that is a Cameo 4 and I have two Cameo 3s. Well, the last 5 times I think that I've tried to use the one that I purchased on Facebook Marketplace, it keeps jamming my paper. Like the paper is sliding. The mats were sliding all over the place. I'm holding down the glue gun while I'm talking to you guys. I'm holding the glue. The mats were sliding all over the place. And I kept thinking, well, man, I thought I put that mat in there correctly. So I tried it again. And it would cut right for a minute. And then like on the second or third cardstock, it would start messing up again. And so I shut it off. I cleaned it out. I tried everything that I knew to try to make sure that I was loading the mats properly. And I'm like, it is not me. Something is going wrong with this printer or this cutter. And I just thought, whatever. Well, then my other one started acting stupid. So I just thought, okay, it must just be the silly season for cutting mats. It's just silly season. They're not going to work for me. All right. We're doing good so far. We're doing good so far. Hang in there with me because I want to go back to our other project as soon as we have this one done. I'm going to cut this down. We still have more noodles to put, but I want to start filling in these holes down here. So so what I did was I tried it again and I stood there and I watched it. And I noticed that it was starting to slide off of its feet again. It's starting to slide. So I worked on the side. And I'm like, why is this sliding? I've got the latch locked. I twist the latch to make sure. And lo and behold, the latch that locks the wheel so that it rolls underneath it, just kept spinning like this. It was broken. I know that I hadn't done anything to it to break it. So it had to have been on its last leg when I purchased it, which makes me so frustrated because I feel like I've been scammed. I feel like I got scammed on it. And for somebody who's already kind of leery on shopping on Facebook Marketplace, that really frustrates me. And so I've been looking on I saw on Joann's at the Black Friday or the Cyber Weekend, whichever one you want to say, coming up here. I'm putting a few more, poking some of these in here as well. See that? Poking that in there, filling in the gaps there. I saw on Joann's on their Cyber Sunday Monday now. That's a thing. It's on Cyber Sunday Monday. They're having a sale on their silhouettes. And I'm trying to debate whether I want to buy new in box for real from the store again. And part of me is like, why are you debating this? You really don't need it. But I've gotten accustomed now to using 3 machines at one time, especially when I'm doing large customer items for party favors and for events, because it just makes it easier. It really does make a difference when you have multiple machines, when you have to do a lot of gifts or a lot of table favors. Like earlier this year, it was a roast for a young man, and I had 100 table favors to create, And I was able to cut 3 machines at one time, which made it go really, really fast. And so I like that option in my life. I like having that option. Okay. We're doing good. We're going to keep filling this in and hanging in there. Hi, Elisa. Thank you. I appreciate that love for California. I wonder how the weather is out there because in Fort Wayne, Indiana, it is nice, balmy rain. Nice, balmy rain. So I don't think that I will be purchasing any more items from the marketplace. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Was it just a fluke or I just feel like I got scammed, basically. There's no other way for me to say it other than I feel like I got scammed. I feel like she was getting rid of it because she knew it wasn't cutting right. I just don't believe that because it's been doing nothing but sitting in the same spot since I purchased it and the amount of time that I've used it. And in fact, because where it sits in my craft room, I have all 3 of them sitting right behind me. But because of the way that I have to get to it, it's the least used machine of the 3. And so that's the other reason I'm like, come on, how can this have happened unless it was already like that? I'm trying to hold these and let the glue dry on them. Yeah, Miss Desi, I think you're right. I think you're right. I feel that way too. Like in my heart, I feel like, and it just makes me mad. I'm going to use, I feel that way too. All right, so we are going to continue filling this out. And then we'll get back to the other one, this pool noodle. I'm going to try to cover up every place where I see the pool noodle. I'm going to jam, not jam. That's the wrong word to use. I'm going to stick either, loss of words. I'm going to stick either the spreads in them or we're going to use our little ornaments here. Now I'm going to turn it this way so that I can see on this side and see what we have going on over here because we don't want to fill in one side more than the other. So we're going to flip it just a little bit and just rotate it so that we can see what's going on. And you know what? I was thinking about that this morning while I was getting prepared. I'm like, that lady, she was brave because like I know where she lives at. I've seen her. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to do anything because that's just not my zhuzh. But there's no way in the world I would try to scam somebody like that and they come into my house to pick the crap up. I mean, I don't know. Thank you, Miss Elisa. Is it Elisa? We'll keep going. We're using a pool noodle. So if you missed the intro, subscriber and friend asked if I would do a couple of pool noodle projects. So I am doing that for her. She wanted to know what it would be like to do the pool noodle lollipop, which we're working on it and we're letting we're holding it so that it can dry. And as soon as we finish this part, happy Sunday. As soon as we finish this little wreath portion, we're going to return back to that part of our craft project and do that. So you're getting a 2 for this Sunday. A 2 for 1, baby. 2 for 1. Why I tell you about my scam. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say scam. It's already hard for me to trust people, places, and things. So I just feel like I got duped. And because of that, I feel like I want to buy one again, like another one out the box. And the question is, do I really need it or do I just want it? That's what I'm asking myself. That's what I'm trying to decide. Do I really need it or do I just want it? And I'm not going to ask my husband because if I ask my husband, he'll be like, if you want it, baby, get it. Stop stressing about it. Just get it if that's what you want. So we're filling in the end here. And instead of folding, I'm going to cut them in half and just kind of pick them in like individual picks to where I want. And I am not gluing them. I'm just sticking them into the pool noodle. All right, we need some more down in this area now. I've decided we need more down in here so that it kind of balances it out. Because there's a lot of green right here. So let's find some more glitter ones. Oh, good. Thank you. Let's find some more glitter ones and we'll stick those in there too. And, oh, I forgot my ribbon. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right there. Y'all, I was about to be like, how did I forget the ribbon? But I didn't forget the ribbon. It's right there. All right, we want to use this one. I got hot glue strings everywhere, but that's all right. They will work out. They'll melt down when we put a little. All you have to do to get rid of hot glue strings is use a hair dryer or a heat gun and just run over your surface and it'll dry them up. You can get rid of them. Or while you're waiting on your project to dry, you can just pick like I'm doing. How are we looking so far? You guys get to see it from a different angle than me. Does it look like we need to fill in anywhere? Looking good. Maybe a few more on that side. And definitely one or two on this side. So I'm going to put one or two on this side, then I'll switch over and fill in down on that side because you guys can't see this side. So this is something you can do if you're like me and you change holiday colors every year. You can definitely use your old ornaments to fill in and make yourself this is going to be for me a simple table spread to go right in the middle of the table. Not too big, not too long, not too short, because I'll have so much stuff on my table. I don't want it to overpower it, right? But this is how it will look for us. We're getting close to the end, and we're getting in there. Time is, oh, we're doing good, you guys. We are going to make these projects. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you. I appreciate that. You said my ring is beautiful. It's out doing the project. I appreciate that. Yep. Yep. So after we get done here, I got to figure out what I'm going to eat for today because I don't want another piece of turkey. I don't want another piece of ham. I don't want none of that. Oh, this is pretty in the front. This side you guys were looking at is very pretty. I think I like this might be the front of our little creation here. And just look around to make sure that you have all the pool noodle covered up. You don't want to see any red. I see red right there. So what I'm going to do is just stick some of our little pieces. I'm going to call them picks, right? So just make sure you cover up all your little red. You don't want to see any red. And if you have too big of gaps like I do on this end, that's simple. Just find yourself some more ornaments and fill it in with an ornament on the end, right? Right there, I'm going to put that. And I see right there a pink spot. This is going to be a table centerpiece. Hi, Joyce. We're creating a centerpiece out of a pool noodle, a couple of the Dollar Tree, what are these things called? What's the name of them? Hold on, I'll tell you. Oh, wreath garlands. These little bitty Dollar Tree wreath gardens. I cut them up and we're making a centerpiece for our table scape. Right? There we go. And I think I saw right there some red. So again, we'll cut this down and we'll stick them in there. Okay. All right, we're doing good. And I probably can do one more bulb right here to break up some of that green. And then next we're going to come in with a couple of decorative picks. I think we have enough gold on it. Enough gold on it. I picked up these also at the Dollar Tree. We're going to cut these off of the vine. Move that out the way. I was going to try to add these onto them, but if you see, these are completely different color gold. I mean, they kind of match the sparkly ones a little bit more, the glitter ones, but they don't really match the project in terms of one looks more like a yellow gold, the other one looks more like a white gold. So I'm not sure if I will add those to it. But right now we're just going to cut these off and make some little picks out of these to stick into our project. Okay, I want to wait because what I want to do before we fill in the fillers, let's add our ribbon. Picked up this beautiful ribbon from the Dollar Tree as well. Now, I'm sure you guys may do this, but I'm going to tell you how I do ribbon when I'm decorating my trees. I don't take the whole piece. I cut it down into smaller pieces. Okay. So we have two smaller pieces here. I cut them down into smaller pieces, and I would do it this way whether I was using the same ribbon or two different ribbons. I tie the end into a twist, and then I bury it down inside of my item. And I'm going to cut this a little shorter. And then I tie the other end in a twist. And then I find a spot to bury it. And I separate the two. This works really good when you use multiple colors of ribbon. Let's take these off. If you use multiple color ribbons, this works beautiful. But that's how I do mine. So we're going to do that probably, let's do it 3 more. Let's try 3. What do you guys think? Should we do 3 total to add that little bit to it? Or should we do more? I'm going to twist the ends. You could glue this in. You can if you want to. I'm not going to. I don't know why I'm not going to. I'm just not. And we're going to stuff there. As long as your ends are able to be hidden, that's what you want, right? You just want your ends to be hidden inside of your. You're definitely going to do more than 3 because I cut that one fairly short. I'm just cutting them in half now. This ribbon does have a front and a back on it. And you can see because this is as a little dull, a little white piece right there, and the front is shiny. So you do want to be careful. Make sure you're getting your front and your backs on correct. The packet of bulbs is from the packet of bulbs is from, I found it somewhere. I'm not sure, and I've had it for a long time. I bet it's from like Lowe's or Menards or somewhere. It's a big bundle. Look at how big this is. It's a big bundle of holiday bulbs. It's probably from like an after Christmas sale at Lowe's and Menards. I'm betting. If you get an end that doesn't want to stick down, just put a little hot glue on it. I'll go ahead and hot glue this one and stick it down in there. And I'm not going to burn myself, so I'm going to use my scissors to stick it and separate. Let's see. Elisa said, were you taught to make flower arrangements? No, I did not. I have not. I have a friend. He is Flowers by Shaquan. He makes the beautiful flower arrangements. And so if ever I need a floral arrangement, I enlist his services or purchase them from him because he has a very unique floral eye that I don't have. I just kind of have an idea in my head of how I want something to turn out, and then I go with that. Okay, so now we have 3 of these. I know I said we're going to do 4, so I'm going to do 1 more, but then I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do a simple bow on the top, so that we can make it look gorgeous. Make it look gorgeous, girls. All right. That's my silliness today. Where do we need this one? Do we need this one right here? When you do double layer on ribbons, it really looks pretty when you have different backing ribbons. I couldn't find a complementing ribbon to go with this one, so I just decided to do double layers on this with this one. Okay. I guess that means, all right, we're going to fill in for just 1 second. We're going to set that aside. Let's get all this. Now I'm going to show you how to do a bow, but I'm going to put my disclaimer in here right now. I am not a bow queen. There are lots of channels on, lots of people. Oh, look at how much ribbon I got left. Thanks, Dollar Tree. We got to try to make this bow work here. So let's think. There are lots of channels that they do bows on. I'm not the one to I'm not here to claim that I'm a bow expert. And now that I have just a little bit of bow ribbon left, we're really going to make this work. So we're going to come in. I'm folding one end down. And I'm thinking hard about how this will work for me. I'm folding one end down. Because the ribbon does have a difference on it, I should fold it back, but I'm not. I'm just going to make it work. We're going to go 1, fold, and then we're going to bring it in 2. All right. So that's 1 bow. We're going to go backwards, and we're going to fold it back. Now we have 2 bows. And because we don't have enough ribbon, we're going to go 1 more. And I'm going to, oh man, that stinks. We don't have enough ribbon to make it really, that looks terrible. So we're going to change that. We don't have enough ribbon, so now we're going to go with just an old-fashioned bow where we do 1 and 2. Yep, come on. 1 and 2. Size it out. 1 and 2. And we have this little piece right here left over, so we'll take this little piece and we'll wrap this around our bow to give it a center. Come on. Okay, hold on a minute. Find a zip tie here. If it's working against you, you just find a way to make it work. All right. So now we have this little bow. It's not what I wanted, but it'll work. And I'm going to cut this down. I don't need all of that. And I am going to fold that around this here. And we're going to glue this on the back of here. We're going to cut this down. I put this on here just because I needed something to help me hold the bow so that I can get it to work out. I hope you guys, can you see what I'm doing? Let's see here. All right, so now I'm going to try to glue this down without burning myself again. And just glue this over it as well. Hold that, and then I'm going to cut this excess off without cutting my bow. There. All right. There's my bow. I'll take you back out. It's not what I wanted, but it's what we got, so we're going to be happy. We'll fluff up the ends. Let's give it some dovetails. To do a dovetail, you fold it in half, and then you cut from the fold down. That's a little dovetail there. I keep throwing this stuff down on the side of me here. I'm thinking I'm hitting the garbage can, and actually I'm just hitting right onto the floor. How silly is that? All right, so we're going to do it again. We're going to dovetail this side. Cut it down. There we go. That didn't get smooth cut, so let's try it again. All right. There we go. It gave us some dovetail ends. Beautiful. How many packs of bulbs did you buy? It's just one big old box. It has 101 count, and I've only used about half of it, and I've used all of the gold ones. It comes gold and silver. So I didn't use the gold and silver ones. Okay, so we deemed that the front would be this portion. So we're going to put our bow right there. And take you out a little bit more. There you go. We're going to put our bow right here, you guys. Or maybe we should swing it around here and let that be the front since it doesn't have as much stuff on the back. What do you think? Which side should we make the front? This side or this side? I kind of like this side, to be honest with you. Yep, I like this side. So we're going to make the bow go right on the front here. All right, so we're going to just hot glue it to this little pick that's sticking up right there. I'm going to hot glue the bow right to there, and then we will fit it round. And fluff, 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 fluff. I cannot believe that was that was such a thin layer of ribbon. It's all right. Now let's take our picks and let's fill in. For these, just add some dimension of color, and they poke right into the pool noodle really well. Just add it down. We'll do one here. And we have one here. This was one that I just cut down. One pick of the Dollar Tree honeycombs. And I just cut them down. And then it came with these berries on it too. So we'll use those as well. What do we have to lose? Right? Berries in there. And one on this end. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, girls. It's gorgeous. Oh, I forgot we purchased these as well. Let's see if we could put these in here. No need to save them. I forgot about these little picks from the Dollar Tree. These are silver. These are silver or gold. These are a shimmery kind of gold. They match more of They match with the, they're kind of almost like a pink gold. But whatever, we're going to use them. I got them in Anita saving them. So we'll just put them down in here as well. Let's add some dimension to it. And I'm going to cut a piece of that off. So it doesn't have to be this long. And I can use him anywhere in the project. It has two little ends on it, and I'm just cutting and separating. And I'll do the same thing. I'll cut this tip off here. And we'll stick it in here. And that'll add us some dimension to the project. And if we don't like it, we can take it out later. How's it looking? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I am glad you like it. And guess what? It's a pool noodle. It's just a pool noodle. I cut it in half and stacked on top of each other to give some more dimension to it. And if we wanted to be real extra, y'all got me out here being real extra. Or look, I say y'all, I'm blaming it on you guys. Fairy lights. Fairy lights. Fairy lights. All we have to do is run fairy lights around it. You can just decorate them inside of there, and then you can turn it on and off at your pleasure. And you can hide this down inside of the pool noodle. I have a 3-pack, but if you get a 2-pack fairy light, you can hide it down inside of the pool noodle. Real extra, real cute. You guys, that's adorable. All right. I think these are a little too long, so I'm going to cut these off just a little bit more so that they don't fold over the table. I keep doing that. Adorable. A Dollar Tree pool noodle, some extra ornaments leg around. This will go great on my centerpiece, and I will post a photo on my Instagram Classy Shea Designs account so you can see. If you wanted to fill it in some more, you absolutely could fill it in with some smaller items. And if you wanted to, you could clear the center out and you could put a candle right in there, or you could just set a candle right beside it there in the back. If that, whatever fancies your, whatever tricks your fancy, you could absolutely do any of those. And you also could add some bling to it here and there, if that's what you wanted to do. I think it looks great the way that it is. I'm not going to add anything else to it because I think it would be doing too much. However, I am going to use up these last 2 little picks that I have on some orange, some spots that I see that need a little bit more of the pool noodle covered up on the ends. And I'll just stick these inside of there. All right, so let's finish our first project that we started, which was our candy cane, our piece of candy sucker. Our sucker, this is what started us with these pool noodle projects, right? So we should have, it should be good and dry. And everything fell. We take that off, good and dry. All right, so what you missed if you didn't see this from the beginning, I took a pool noodle. I couldn't find a red one, or I couldn't find white tape, so I bought white tape. So I bought a white pool noodle, and I glued this together. And I'm going to make my pool noodle a pick to go into a planter instead of outside. So I only use one. In some projects, they use 2 of them. If you decide to use 2, you just tape them together or hot glue them together. But I am going to use this pick, and I'm trying to figure out how I wanted it. I'm going to make it a wide candy, a wide piece of candy, or a wide sucker. Okay, so I'm going to use this pick. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. It was just a sign, just like that. All I did was take off the little hanging jute string they had on the back of it. Don't know why they had a jute string on something that has a pick on it, but hey, this you could buy and actually make a nice little sign for it if you're into the farmhouse stuff. I am not. So I just picked it up for this purpose only so that I could run, and I'm going to hot glue this on to the back of my little candy. Now, some people I've seen on YouTube, I've seen people make these, and they've taken the, what do they take, a toilet plunger and use the stick off a toilet plunger. I've seen them use multiple things to make it. I just want to I want to stick it into my flower pot and just make it look like a little piece of candy right by my Christmas tree. So I'm just using this little small pick. You could get a longer handle if you want to. Not going to do that. And then to make the candy itself, I picked up from the Dollar Tree this clear wrapping paper, silicone wrapping paper. It's clear. I'm going to cut a piece big enough for our little candy. And need some bigger scissors. Cut a piece off big enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be, you guys. I say that often on some of these projects. On some of them, they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be. Meaning, just do it. Don't fret. Don't beat yourself up like it's not what. None of them come out perfect. So just do it. Just have fun and create. Bring that down. Wrap that around. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look like a piece of candy? It does look like a piece of candy. I think I might go the other direction. I know I said it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to. I think I might go the other direction because I want more of the wrap down at the bottom. Nope, that doesn't work that way. Okay. It would if I cut a bigger piece, but I'm not wasting this piece, so I'm going to cut that. Down. Yes. Yes, sis. That looks like a nice little piece of candy. Now, I'm out of ribbon. Doesn't that stink? Where's my ribbon? I cannot believe that thing took all that ribbon. Well, I don't know why I'm tripping because I bought it for $1. It wasn't like I was going to get a whole slew of ribbon. Right? Say right, you guys. Just say right. Don't argue with me. Hold on a minute. I got to find some ribbon here. I got tons of it, I know. But hold on for me. All right. All right. I found some ribbon. Not what I want, ideal, but will work. And as I just said, it just has to be. We'll tie this around. This is it's a little short, so I'm going to glue it down to help hold it on. There. Tie this around. The biggest challenge with these things are trying to make sure that you get them held on. Tie my little ribbon on here. And there it is. That's my version. A little bitty pick that I'm going to stick in my flower. I'll make these all. It's the back. It didn't get down. I didn't cut a big enough piece of paper, but I'm not tripping. I'll take these in. tape these in. Look at me making it work. Look at me making it work. Let's see. How cute. You are so smart. Great idea. Actually, I wish this was my idea, Alicia. It is not. I've seen this on Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok videos. I just added the little thing. I've never seen anybody use this as a stick on the back of it. So that would be the only thing that would be originally my idea, but the rest of it, someone created it, but it's cool. It's just a pool noodle with tape wrapped around it. And there we go. And so those are the projects that I have for you. I was going to do one more really quick project. If you want to hang in, it'll take us about 5 minutes to do. And I will show you that one. It's the last pool noodle project, last one. And because I purchased the stuff, I want to do it. Otherwise, I won't. You can't take stuff back to the Dollar Tree. So I might as well do it. So here's the last one I'm going to do. We're going to make some little pieces of candy. We're just going to cut the pool noodle that we had left over. Okay. We're going to take our piece of candy cane wrapping paper. This is adorable wrapping paper. You know where we got it from, the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to cut a piece. Look at how I'm just ripping that because I'm doing it fast for you guys. I've held you on long, but that's okay. We're going to cut a piece of wrapping paper. We are going to center our little pool noodle in between the wrapping paper. We're going to bead of hot glue. This makes this little candy. You can put these anywhere, just fillers on your decor to wrap in. And we're going to wrap the sides, squeeze their sides in. Be careful with them so it doesn't rip your paper. And I'm just going to use a little bit of tape because I don't want to put the ribbon on it just yet. Got my sides in here. Do the same to the opposite end. Oh, it's looking like candy already, isn't it? Wrap my sides in here. This too is a borrowed project from Everywhere Craft World. Take my cellophane paper again, or my clear wrapping paper again. And we're going to do the same thing with the clear wrapping paper. If I can find the end. It's got a good cling on it, that's for sure. We're going to just place, that started ripping there, so I'm going to cut it down here. Where's my scissors? How do you lose stuff when it's right in your face? All right, you guys, you're hanging in there. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for saying that. I like unique things. I think this is kind of a cool, fun, easy project. It would definitely be a great one to get kids involved with because it doesn't take a lot on this for them to create them. You just wrap your candy inside the paper as such. And a little bit of hot glue. We ended up on the back. That's good. A little bit of hot glue to hold it. Right? And then you just tie a little ribbon on each end. This ribbon is thicker than I would recommend, but it's here and it's available. Let's see, we can. I'm doing the most right now, y'all. I'm creating everything out of this. Otherwise, I have to get up and go get the other piece, another piece of small ribbon. But we can do it. I am doing the most right now. Tie the ribbon, tie it off, cut the end. There's our candy. Look how cute. That's so stinking cute. That is so stinking cute. Even my little makeshift ribbon. Y'all like, this girl, no, she cheap. She didn't even. I don't want to hold you much longer. I've had you over an hour already. But I wanted to show you this project. I wanted to show you, baby. I just wanted to show you. I'm going to put a little hot glue on this one because it looks like it wants to try to come apart. And I'll cut the end. You can make 3 or 4 of these. How adorable is that little candy? And you can just decorate around your house with these little pieces of candy. Alicia, I love that you are loving on me the way you are. Thank you so much, because I like just having fun and showing people new ways to create and craft. And my twist, right? My twist on all these things, because this isn't anything new. So here we go. This is project 3. Project number 1. And we will clear these out. And then our last project there. So this is the first time we've done 3 really easy pool noodle projects so that you can decorate your home with pool noodle fun. I hope Des got a chance to see us craft and create, and we will see you in our next video. If there's something that you want to see, let me know. I'm there for you. Until then, stay classy. I'll see you next time. Bye, you guys. Give me a thumbs up, like, and share, and subscribe. Talk to you next Sunday, 1 o'clock. Bye.